Hey guys, it's Justin here, aka Face Tats McGee, aka a bunch of fuck this. We'll forego the intro today because I got a couple of really important things to talk to you guys about. And you guys have all been sharing in my successes. You guys have all been sharing in the excitement for my future and what's going on in it, and all these things that are going on. And I want to talk to you about something that has become a very important thing to me, and that's vulnerability. That's truth, and that's honesty to each other. Now, when we're vulnerable, that means that we're being our true selves. Most people think that it means, oh, we can be damaged. But if you really know yourself and you are comfortable with it, then nobody can damage you by knowing about your past. Because you understand it's your past and you own it and nobody else can. Now, this relates to tattoos in a lot of ways. So I'll, again, try to keep it relatively quick and concise. You guys are vulnerable to me. When you get tattooed by me, you're sitting in my chair, you're placing trust in me to provide a product and something that's going to absolutely mean something to you, and something that you're going to be happy with in the years to come, and something, most importantly, that you trust that I understand who you are and what you want before I just start tattooing you. Now, that is a huge amount of trust, and I respect that so much that I want to give some of it back to you guys and be vulnerable back to you, because over the years I've gotten to know people's backstories, I've gotten to know their struggles, the people they've lost, the challenges they've overcome, and the victories that they've had. So I'm going to share with you right now my backstory and some of my life. I had to write it down here. It's kind of weird to tell somebody about yourself, but here we go. I came from a rough childhood, man. I had a lot of hard things. My father was an alcoholic. He was abusive. My parents got divorced at an early age. My father was murdered by his girlfriend when I was 11. My uncle shot outside of Mama's Kitchen in downtown Salt Lake City when I was, I want to say, 12, 13. As you can imagine, there was a lot of violence and a lot of drugs in my history, in my past. I got my first tattoo when I was 18. I knew immediately it was what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. But I had no clue how to approach it. And frankly, I didn't really get a lot of great guidance other than draw a lot and work real hard. And those were good, but they're not guidance. Not really. And so it took me 5 years of fucking myself and my friends up to get a kind of a job in shitty downtown Salt Lake City. I love my hometown. The shop that I was in, I'm not going to name any names. It was definitely not a reputable shop. I sat in that shop and learned what not to do from the owner for 4 years, and learned some of the good things to do from some of the artists there that were willing to share with me. And I will appreciate that shit forever. Steve Anderson, got my eye on you, man. You're a fucking badass. Seriously, one of my greatest homies and huge inspiration to me. Anyway, I bounced back and forth from shop to shop for years, over and over again, repeating the same concept, the same problem, not being vulnerable, not being willing to learn, and being willing to always be the student and understand that I always had room to grow, always wanted to have some bravado to it. Well, as you can imagine, I eventually fell right back into drugs because I never addressed the real issue. In this time, I had two amazing children. I had a whole bunch of broken relationships, and eventually my baby's mom moved across the country here to Kentucky with my kids. I packed it all up and left Utah for good. I ended up homeless out here. I didn't have any good equipment. I had to find a way out here and a way to make my own way, all on my own. And I thank people like Carl Proust for giving me the opportunities to prove myself and to show that I was a worthwhile investment of their time. And I'll tell you what, now that I've made it out here on my own and I've changed my whole life from relying on myself and choosing to make these decisions, I would never go back to being dependent on anyone or reactionary to any other person or any situation ever again. I make my future as much as any one of us do. And I promise you that your future and your struggles are yours to own. And you have to do that. You have to choose to own those things. And if you do, I promise you nothing but good will come of it. At any rate, I've learned to invest in myself, in my clients, and in my own future, and willing to take risks that most people won't. And so I feel that I will have victories that most people won't. And you can have them too. Just be honest. I want to build a motherfucking empire out here in Kentucky, and I don't give a fuck who or what or anybody's opinions about how I do that, because I know that I'm doing it the right way as well as I can. I found myself, and I'll never look back. Self-reliance, independence, and interdependence, look that shit up, it's important, on the people who will make their dreams happen alongside mine. my life, my family, my community, and anybody else that's not trying to be a part of that, well, you know the drill. No excuses, no whining, beast mode all the time, nothing but respect and love. We're all going to murder this shit, guys, and I want you to come along with me. So that was just me being vulnerable about my past and my life so I can repay all of you for all of your amazing fucking contributions to my career and my future. I love you all.